it's Marissa
and Shauna,
and today's video is gonna be
Girl Boss Money Tips.
Girl Boss Money Tips. I feel like it's so important for women to talk about girl boss money things.
Oh yeah, I feel like this is a topic that women don't really talk about a lot. Like it's mostly men who talk about finance.
Yes. And I wanted to say a quick thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is an amazing platform to build a website or an online store. And they make it super easy to build an online presence and run your business.
Okay, so when people talk about female empowerment, a lot of times they talk about feeling confident with the way you look, feeling confident in your body, but really one of the best ways to empower women is to give them financial independence. Basically earn your own money.
Give them a job, give them a job. And I feel like not being reliant on your parents or like a partner that you have, like a romantic partner, I think is really important and really paramount when we do talk about female empowerment, because it empowers you to make your own choices, to make your own decisions. If you're in kind of a bad situation, you have the ability to leave, you have choices, you have options. And I just think that that's so important as a woman, and being able to make those choices and have that freedom to kind of do what you want, do what makes you happy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like Marissa said, financial freedom is incredibly empowering. Like, if you don't like your job, if you're stuck in a dead-end job, if you don't like your roommates, if you don't like your living situation, if you're in a bad relationship, like, money enables you to leave that situation. That's why I think it's incredibly empowering and important for women to talk about.
So our first tip is to focus on the big things, not the little things. Like not buying a cup of coffee every day, because that's not gonna be the difference between being rich and being poor. Like a $5 cup of coffee is not gonna be a life-changing amount of money throughout the course of like a year.
Oh yeah, I see so many memes out there, like on Instagram, about if you bought a $5 cup of coffee every day, by the end of the year, this would be thousands of dollars. Like, don't buy coffee. But the truth is, you know, maybe drinking coffee makes you more productive. Maybe it makes you work harder. I don't think you need to deny yourself these little indulgences. I think you need to focus on the big picture, the big things. Do you have no debt? Do you have no student loan debt? Do you have credit card debt? Do you have a retirement plan? Are you investing in stocks or real estate? You know, these are
cryptocurrency, which I know everybody's so into.
Yeah. I mean, just these are the big things to focus on. Not so much, oh, a $5 cup of coffee.
Yeah, or like if you went and bought like a $10 burger. Like it's not gonna be the difference between like rich and poor. I mean, that being said, I don't think it's like, oh, go blow all your money, because it doesn't make a difference. But I think like just the little things that make you happy, that maybe make you more productive. Like I don't think you need to be so focused on like, I can never spend money on anything. Like I can never splurge on anything, because it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like it's you bought a $5-6 Starbucks coffee. You didn't buy a Mercedes Benz. You didn't buy a Porsche. You know?
Yeah, just focus on the big things. Like the people that we personally know who have had a lot of money problems, it's normally because they went to a really expensive university that they couldn't afford and ended up with tens of thousands of dollars worth of student debt. Or they made tons of expensive home renovations that they also couldn't afford. But it's not because you go to Starbucks, you know?
It's not. So the next one is to live below your means, which I know is kind of contradicting to the last one where we said like, oh yeah, buy the cup of coffee. But I think this is more just about being realistic about what you can and can't afford. And I think it's just once you've kind of accepted like, okay, this is my position, this is where I'm at, I can afford the $5 Starbucks cup of coffee. I can't afford to have a $35 brunch every day. You know, like you can make better decisions and you can be more informed.
Yeah, just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. I feel like a lot of the times sale items, that's where, you know, people get sucked in. They think just because something is on sale, they have to buy it even if they really don't need it.
Or like Black Friday.
Oh.
Or it's like, you're not really saving money if you wouldn't have bought it anyway, right? Am I right?
So because this is girl boss money tips, I wanted to talk about women specifically, and I feel like women are constantly being presented with this idea that it's normal to spend all your money on luxury fashion, like Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. Shame on you.
Terrible example. It was like, she couldn't, oh my god, that part where, or those few episodes where she couldn't afford like her apartment to buy her apartment, but she was like, I have 50 $400 pairs of shoes or $300 pairs of shoes, and it's just like, you're cringing. You're like, you can't live in the shoes, Carrie. You can't make a fort out of the shoes. Like,
I mean, with social media, with YouTube and Instagram, you constantly see people showing off their wealth.
Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Dior and things like that.
I mean, it really normalizes the idea and makes you think that everyone, all women, are spending lots of money on clothes and accessories and designer bags, when in reality, those things are very expensive and very few people can actually afford them.
Yeah, that's why we rent a lot of our designer. That's why you see us in new Chanel bags every week.
Oh yeah, because we rent them.
Because we rent them. And I think that that's such a good idea too, because it's like, if you want a little taste of the good life, you want to pay like, $30, $50, whatever, to just rent a bag for a while instead of spending $5,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I just think it's fun.
Oh yeah, we rent ours using Wear Wardrobe, by the way. We'll have our code down below.
But yeah, no, I just think people really do normalize buying designer on the daily, like, treat yourself. And I think it just gets the wrong message, because it's like, you can treat yourself without spending thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
You can take yourself out for a $5 ice cream cone.
I mean, so many millionaires and rich people give the same advice. They say that as your income increases, your spending should stay the same. Like, you shouldn't spend more just because you're earning more.
Exactly. Okay, I feel like the next one is something we're all guilty of, and we've all been guilty of at some point, and it is to stop comparing yourself to other people, especially people that were born with really big advantages.
Yeah.
Like really extreme advantages. Like, if you compare yourself to somebody who was born into a really wealthy family and got all this stuff, it's like, it's an unfair comparison. It's comparing apples and blueberries and grapes or whatever. It's just like,
there are so many advantages people have in life that you don't even realize these are advantages. I mean, for example, if you had a family who was able to afford to put you in lots of extracurricular activities, and you could have, music lessons and violin and piano or lots of sports lessons, tennis and softball and this and that. That's a big advantage because you're more likely to get into a good college if you have all these extracurriculars on your resume. Like, there's just so many advantages that rich people have in life that you don't even realize.
One that I think of is kids who always got picked up from school and dropped off from school by their parents. Like, they never had to take the bus.
Take the school bus.
Unless it was like a field trip or something like really unique, but they never ever had to take the bus, as opposed to like those of us who had to wait for the bus, wait forever, like walk back from the bus. It was just, it was a lot. So it's just like, don't compare yourself, especially on social media, where it's like you only see a pretty picture with somebody wearing designer and looking really, cute in a bikini, but it's like, you don't know if they had a trainer, if they have a personal smoothie person living in their home. Like, you don't know, you don't realize the advantages certain people have. So I feel like you can't really compare the end result when you didn't start on the same line.
Exactly.
You can't compare the finish line when this person had a little bit of a head start, and there's nothing wrong if you did have a head start. It's just like, you can't compare yourself, basically. It's just, it's an unfair comparison to yourself, and it's really a lose-lose situation for you, because you're not gonna feel good about it or come out ahead, and it's something that you just have to accept it, that the deck of cards you're dealt in life. You can't choose your genetics, you can't choose, how much money your parents had. You can't choose those things. So it's just like, you just gotta accept it and just move on.
Oh yeah, I feel like the children of celebrities in particular, they just, they just have so many advantages.
I've gotten jealous many a time. I will admit.
Like, come on, Kylie Jenner is not self-made, let's be real.
Oh yeah, she's so self-made. So our last tip is to get a side hustle. I feel like rich people focus on earning more and poor people focus on spending less. So it's just like get into the mentality of just earning more, getting a side hustle, even if it's like selling cookies, selling lemonade, like, selling friendship bracelets, making slime, whatever.
Oh yeah, I have this friend who's like really good at astrology and she just does it for fun, but she does like tarot card readings and horoscopes, and I'm always telling her she should like charge for her services. She should make a website. I mean, Squarespace would be really good for someone like her.
It's funny too because, okay, sorry to interrupt, but like I bedazzled one of my like martial arts shirts and I wore it to my dojo, and some of the other girls were like, oh my god, can I pay you to do it for me? And I was thinking, like, if I really like had the time, it took me forever to do, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it for anybody else, but I was just thinking like, yeah, like just simple things, like, cause everybody's good at something, like you just gotta think of an idea and like it's just gotta be worth it to someone.
Oh yeah, we have a friend named Annie who runs a vintage clothing store.
Shout out to Annie. I feel like we've definitely talked about Annie before.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so proud of her. She has such a cute aesthetic and like a really awesome store. And I just feel like she's killing it. And so it's like things that you wouldn't necessarily think of that you'd be good at, even if it's styling, choosing things, making jewelry, making art.
Oh, absolutely.
Making clothing, whatever.
Cooking.
Yeah, just something.
So I highly recommend using Squarespace to build a website if you're trying to start a business and market your services.
Oh yeah, and it's super easy for someone who isn't tech savvy to use Squarespace and build a website. And Squarespace has so many beautiful layouts to choose from. They have so many different templates. You're gonna wanna pick them all. The hardest part is gonna be picking your template.
Oh yeah, it's an all-in-one platform, so they have 24/7 customer service and they help you get your domain name, everything like that.
Oh yeah, and they do a free trial too. And when you're ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/Marissa Rachel and you guys can get 10% off your purchase of a website or domain name. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment below if you guys have like any money tips. What was your favorite?
Yeah, well I just really want to hear from you guys. Like, what money tips are we missing? Like, what's your favorite money tip?
I feel like everybody really has like different, unique perspectives.
Oh, definitely.
And things like that. I feel like the side hustle one was a really good one because I feel like when you stop focusing on like, how do I scrimp and save $2 versus like, how do I earn $100 today versus like, how do I just not buy things I want and save, you know? Like, I feel like it kind of opens the door more and it gives you more of that like entrepreneurial persona, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like my favorite tip was not comparing yourself to others because everyone grows up in such a different background.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And we love you guys. Mwah. Big kiss and bye guys.